Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series. Today we are discussing the poem Postcard from Kashmir written by Agha Shahid Ali. First, let's learn about the poet. Agha Shahid Ali is an Indian-American Kashmiri poet and he was born in India in the year 1949. He moved to US and he died in the year 2001. This poem, Postcard from Kashmir, is the opening piece of his volume titled The Half-Inch Himalayas. In this poem, he is talking about his love and affection towards his homeland, Kashmir. He is also expressing his worries about the present condition of Kashmir. So, let's start the poem. I'll read the first stanza. Kashmir shrinks into my mail bones, my home, a neat 4 by 6 inches. So the poem begins with this expression. This poet has received a postcard. Normally we receive postcard from the places where we spent our holidays. But here the poet has received a postcard from his homeland, that is Kashmir. Now he is looking at the postcard and he can see a beautiful image of Kashmir in that photograph, in that postcard. Now he is looking at that postcard and he is looking at that image of Kashmir and he is saying that Kashmir shrinks into my mail bones. My home, a neat 4 by 6 inches. So here the poet is saying that this particular expression shrinks, where the poet is saying that Kashmir has shrunken in its size so that it can be fitted into this postcard. This expression is having two meanings. On the one side, we can see that the beautiful place of Kashmir has shrunken in its size. Its size is reduced so that it can be fitted into this postcard. In the other level, we can see another meaning also. Kashmir was a very beautiful place which is having its own pristine glory and all. Now its condition is decayed. You know that so many problems are there in Kashmir, so many violent political problems are taking place in Kashmir. So the condition of Kashmir is actually decayed. So this expression shrinks is having two meanings. It is talking about the reduced image of Kashmir so that it can be fitted into the size of a postcard, which is 4 by 6 inches. It is also having another meaning where it is talking about the present decayed state of his homeland, that is Kashmir. And the poet is calling this place as his home. You can see the affection of poet towards his homeland, although he is separated from Kashmir right now. Now let's see the next stanza. I always loved neatness. Now I hold the half-inch Himalayas in my hand. So the poet is saying that he always loved neatness, but there is a contrast here. He loved neatness and the postcard is also very neat. But there is another problem. The image of Kashmir that is there in this photograph, that is a postcard, that is also very neat. But the real condition of Kashmir is not so neat right now. So here in this expression we can see a contrast. The poet is talking about the neat photograph of Kashmir that is in the postcard, and he is also thinking about the present condition of Kashmir, which is in reality not so neat. And the poet is also saying, now I hold the half-inch Himalayas in my hand. So here also we can see a kind of a difference between what is real and what is there in the photograph. You know the size of Himalayas. It is a gigantic mountain range. But in this photograph, its size is reduced and it is only having half-inch size. So that is not the reality. So the poet is also again stressing the difference or the wide gap between what is reality and what is portrayed in the image that is there in the postcard. Now let's see the next stanza, third stanza. This is home, and this is the closest I will ever be to home. When I return, the colors won't be so brilliant. The Chellam's waters so clean, so ultramarine. My love so overexposed. So the poet is saying, looking at that photograph, he is saying, this is home. So you can see the poet is reliving his lost memories while looking at the beautiful image of Kashmir that is there in that postcard. And he is saying that this is home, this is my home. So you can see the love that the poet has towards Kashmir in this line. And the poet is also saying that this is the closest I will ever be to home. So he knows that, the poet knows that the chances of going back to Kashmir are very thin. So maybe this is the only chance he has right now to be at Kashmir. So this is the closest I will be to home. So looking at this photograph, he is having a lot of memories and he is saying that maybe this is the closest I can ever be to my home, which is in Kashmir. So the poet is also saying that when I return, the colors won't be so brilliant. So the poet is imagining that if he gets a chance to go back to Kashmir, he's thinking about the condition of the Kashmir when he revisits Kashmir again. So he's saying that in this photograph, the colors are so brilliant. The photograph is so beautiful. But he knows that in reality, this may not happen. The colors will not be so brilliant because there are problems right now in Kashmir. Kashmir is a very problematic place right now. It is having a lot of problems. Many political problems are taking place in Kashmir. Many exploitations are taking place right now in Kashmir. So because of all these problems, Kashmir won't be so beautiful in reality right now. But in this photograph, it is so beautiful. And the poet is also saying the Chellam's water will not be so clean when he visits Kashmir again, or if he visits Kashmir again. So he knows that in this picture, the Chellam, the river Chellam's water is so neat, so clean, it is so blue in color, it is ultramarine in color. But in reality, it won't be the same. The colors won't be so brilliant and the Chellam's waters will not be so clean in reality. So many problems are there in Kashmir right now. And he says that my love so overexposed. So in these lines, we know that the poet is expressing his overwhelming, his deep attachment, emotional attachment towards Kashmir, and he's saying that his love was so overexposed, so glorified, but at the same time it is so distorted and it is so blurred, just like a photograph which is so blurred by overexposing to the light and all. So you can see the pain of the poet in these lines. The poet is worried, thinking about the condition of Kashmir right now. That is why he is using expressions like my love so overexposed, water so clean, water is so ultramarine. So these expressions with a stress on the term, on the word so, expresses his worries or his problems related to the condition of the present state of Kashmir right now. So that is the third stanza. Now let's see the fourth stanza. And my memory will be a little out of focus. In it, a giant negative, black and white, still undeveloped. So the poet is saying that he has a lot of memories, beautiful memories related to Kashmir. And just before him, he can see just in front of him there is a beautiful photograph of Kashmir also. But his memories are not so clear. It is actually vague. You can contrast the expression, the image that is described in the photograph with the image that is of Kashmir that is there inside his memory. The photograph image is so colorful, so brilliant, and in the case of his memory, it is very giant and it is in black and white. It is actually vague. His memories of Kashmir are right now fading. These memories are not so clear right now. He has a lot of beautiful memories, but these memories are fading right now. All these memories are very vague. So, although he is reliving his memories through this photograph, he knows that his memories related to Kashmir is just like a very giant black and white negative, which is undeveloped. So you can see a contrast between what is there in the postcard image of Kashmir and what is there inside the mind of the poet. Anyway, in these lines, the poet is expressing his passionate affection towards his homeland, that is Kashmir, and he is expressing his worries related to the present decayed state of Kashmir. He wants to visit Kashmir, but he can't visit Kashmir right now. So he is reliving his memories of Kashmir by looking at the beautiful image of Kashmir which is printed on that postcard. So thank you.
Now let us discuss the short answer questions given in the text. First question. Explain the context of the poem. Answer. The poem tells about the poet's unbound love for his home place, Kashmir. The poet misses Kashmir. He is also worried about its present condition. This is the context of the poem. Second question. How does the poet try to reconnect to Kashmir? Answer. The poet tries to reconnect to Kashmir by looking at the image of Kashmir which is printed on a postcard. He is reliving his lost memories by looking at that beautiful photograph. Question number 3. What are the geographical markers in the poem? Answer. The geographical markers in the poem are the references related to Kashmir, the Himalayas, the Jhelum, etc. Question number 4. Comment on the irony in half-inch Himalayas. Answer. This expression indicates the contrast between reality and the postcard image. The Himalayas is gigantic in reality, but ironically, the reduced image of the Himalayas is given in the postcard. Fifth question. How closest can he be to home? Why? Answer. The poet is away from his homeland. The chances of going back there are thin. The closest he can be to his home is by reliving his memories while looking at the postcard image of his home place. Question number 6. What will be his native land like in real view? Answer. In reality, the colors of his native land will not be so brilliant. The Jhelum's waters will not be so clean and ultramarine. His native land has lost its photographic beauty due to various political problems. Question number 7. How does Kashmir appear in imagination? Answer. In imagination, his affection towards Kashmir is so overexposed. The colors are so brilliant. The Jhelum's waters are so clean and ultramarine. Kashmir is a neat and beautiful place in his imagination. Question number 8. How is the memory of Kashmir described? Answer. The memory of Kashmir is vague. It is like a giant negative which is black and white in color. It is out of focus and still undeveloped. Question number 9. Comment on the title Postcard from Kashmir. The poet has received a postcard from his homeland. By looking at the image of Kashmir printed on it, the poet relives the memories of his lost home place. The postcard from Kashmir evokes memories and nostalgia in poet's mind. 10th question. Why did the poet use words associated with photograph? Answer. The poet used words associated with photograph to underline the contrast between Kashmir in reality and Kashmir in a photograph. The colorful image of Kashmir on the photograph is also contrasted with the vague, undeveloped memories of the poet. To highlight these contrasts, the poet used such words. Thank you.